Mulli kosam emena. It's indeed a real honor and pleasure because Amir Chepinattu and what we have seen, it's not only about what Mulli has achieved on a cricket field. Kani life anta oka inspiration. I think right from his childhood till the time he retired, and even now he continues to inspire everyone. We know that he's the mentor of Sunrisers Hyderabad. So he's still contributing to the great game of cricket, and I'm really honored to have played alongside him, against him, and just to have known him as a person, because we all know that Mulli is probably one of the greatest cricketer to have graced the game and played the game. But for me, he's one of the most humble, modest, and a true role model for any youngster to emulate. So he's an outstanding person, one of the most genuine and warm-hearted persons you could ever meet. So that for me is what Mulli is all about. And I think for me, he's a dear friend. He's more like a brother, and he's got a wonderful family, excellent family in the form of Mati, his wife, and then 2 wonderful children. And the way they have been brought up also is very exemplary. So really lucky to have a friend like Mulli.
సార్ ఇప్పుడే కాదు ఈ జర్నీ అంటే SRHకి మీరిద్దరు మీరు మెంటర్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు బౌలింగ్ కోచ్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రమే కాదు, మీరు రిటైర్ అయినప్పుడు కూడా హీ వాజ్ వెరీ ఎమోషనల్. సో ఐ రెడ్ అన్ ఆర్టికల్ వేర్ మురళీ సార్ సేస్ లక్ష్మణ్ గారు ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద గ్రేటెస్ట్ బ్యాటర్స్ అగెయిన్స్ట్ స్పిన్. అక్కడ షేన్ వాన్ ఉండనివ్వండి, లేకపోతే నేను ఉండనివ్వండి, ఎవరున్నా కానీ ఆయన కళ్ళల్లో భయం కనిపించేది కాదు. అండ్ హీ పిక్స్ దూసరా వెరీ వెల్ అని చెప్పి ఆయన ఒక స్టేట్మెంట్ కూడా ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. ఇంత తొందరగా ఎందుకు రిటైర్ అయ్యారు అని కూడా ఆయన అప్పట్లో మాట్లాడడం కూడా జరిగింది. సార్, ఫ్యూ వర్డ్స్ అబౌట్ లక్ష్మణ్ గారు ప్లీజ్.
First time I saw Laxman is 1998. You can remember in Katak. That's what he was very young, and I was young as well. He's younger than me, more younger than me. So he came as maybe a teenager at the time, right? So way he came and played, it shocked everyone. He got about 80 odd runs in that match, and we all thought, why is he not in the squad, Indian squad? Because India needs such a kind of batsman. And also he's little bit, when you see Azharuddin, we play spin.
Yeah.
He plays like that because not many players can play spin when ball is spinning. If it's in cricketing terms, they play according to that, and they use the wrist and play for extra cover that area, because it's not many people can do that. Even where I am spinning also, it's very hard to do that. Yeah. Only person that I think one time only I got him out. I think that's also in Delhi, right? And actually the ball got low, so low that's why he edged it. Otherwise I couldn't get him out at all, right? Whenever, because when we are playing a series in Sri Lanka, luckily Mendes was getting him out. I couldn't get him out at all. So he's such a great player and very humble person, right? And a great friend because we become very, very close since that match. Then we met in opposition. Then after that, we 2 played together in Lancashire together. So such a wonderful memories in Lancashire. And then and SRH for such a long time we were like that. Unfortunately, you have to get the national duty he has to do. Otherwise, we'll be still being like in SRH. We miss him a lot. And when you take about cricketers that era, and all are humble people who one knows, Sachin to him, Ganguly and Anil, Rahul, like these people, because it's we have friendship, because between us we were playing against each other, but when in the field we fight hard. Outside we all very good friends. We go for dinners, we meet him, everything, and they also tell all the tips, gives us. So that kind of a friendship. So IPL made him very close, because when it comes our family and his family is very close. So when I asked him whether I was little bit, I'm odd to ask somebody because whether we taking advantage on people or not, right? So I was asking, first place, he said, Murali, I will definitely do it. And also I sent the trail a little bit and said, I will put in my social media. So such a, he care about me a lot. So I think meeting like friends like this in cricket, that's what's give about playing cricket, is not making records and everything, making people lifetime friends. That was all about is a game of cricket.
Sir, do you remember the 2005 incident in Ahmedabad where you got Sachin, Yuvraj and Dhoni out, and then Laxman sir comes in and then he hit a century? And can you share something about that moment?
Yeah, that's the match. Everyone will say 280, and those are the innings that played. You know, that's the greatest innings. But that inning that played in Ahmedabad won the match for them, because that's unbelievable wicket. For spinner, it's impossible to play. I mean, he will agree that, because everyone getting out, and he made sure that he took India home, and way he played that match, because I was just dominating other people, and one side he got to. So I think that's a talent Laxman has, because unfortunately they didn't allow, India didn't pick him much in one-day cricket. He's such a great one-day player. I don't know how could blind eye didn't see the talent of his. When in Lancashire, when I played every one day, he's getting hundreds. And it's an unfortunate thing, but in Test cricket, he's a champion, and you know, he's proved and everything. And he has done many victories for Sri Lanka. Even in last match, last Test match that I retired, on that last series match, also he got 100 and won the match for them, because that was a tight match with Pisara. So he's a match winner for India.
Undoubtedly, అందులో ఎలాంటి సందేహం లేదు. But sir, since you both have traveled together, you had a long journey, be it from 90s or 2000s that you've played, or be it for SRH. So can you please tell us one secret that we all don't know about Laxman Garu? Any one secret? This is a perfect stage, I think. You have to reveal something about him.
See, secret means he has set up how to day in, day out, because he makes sure that, see, good thing about is, he wouldn't be even for a function or anything, he will be on the time. Before 5 minutes, he will come. That is his speciality, because so as a time is important, so you can't keep waiting. So that discipline, that thing, not many people has. So that what amazed me, whatever, even if for dinner, if I say, well, let's go for 7:30, he will be 5 minutes earlier. So like that. So that is the secret is good about him.
Okay, that's a good secret then. So Laxman garu, మీరేమైనా సీక్రెట్ చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నారా మురళీధరన్ గారి గురించి మీ లాంగ్ జర్నీలో? సార్ మీరైనా ఏమైనా మంచి సీక్రెట్ చెప్పండి సార్.
సీక్రెట్ అని కాదు, కానీ he just mentioned we played at Lancashire. So till that time it was always playing against Murli, you know, and you know that what a terrific bowler he is, you know, and his strike rate in all the formats of the game is just unbelievable. So the first match we were playing, I think it was against Hampshire. Ken was, when you told the bicep tendon, it was against Hampshire. Again, Shane Warne was the captain of Hampshire, and both of us were playing for Lancashire. He bowled 4 or 5 overs. He didn't get a wicket. And after that, at the end of every over, he was coming to me. I was standing in slips. He would come to me and say, "What do you think I'm doing wrong? Why am I not getting a wicket?" I'm saying, "Mulli, you got so many wickets already in your career. You've just bowled 5 overs." You know, so for me, that actually showed me how much he cared for the team, irrespective of whether he's playing for Sri Lanka, whether he's playing for Lancashire. He, as a true professional, wanted to always take wickets and win the match. That was the intensity with which he played. As an opposition player, you wouldn't know that mindset. But when you're playing with him, you're sharing the dressing room, then you understand that, you know, what a terrific professional he is and terrific match winner he is. And then we had great time in the Lancashire dressing room. You know, there was Dominic Cock, former England fast bowler, and Dominic Cock and Murli, my God, you know, they used to entertain us in the dressing room. The dressing room was lively. You know, Murli, unfortunately, after 3 or 4 games, the game he was talking about, we played against Kent, and that's where he tore his bicep tendon, and he left, and that was the end of his season. And suddenly the dressing room was so quiet without Murli. So Murli, wherever he is, he's an entertainer. We all call Mike Hussey as Mr. Cricket. But I think that he is Mr. Cricket because he knows about each and every match across the globe, what's happening. Even a domestic player in Sri Lanka or India, he knows the performances of that player. He follows each and every match and he's non-stop. You know, it's almost like he eats, breathes, and, you know, thinks about the game. Nothing else but about the game. You know, so he's Mr. Cricket for me.
So Laxman Garu, have you taught him any Telugu? Because you both traveled together for SRH.
There is
Hyderabad
no need
culture.
for me to teach him. You know, he's so talented and he's got a lot of friends in Hyderabad, you know, a lot of Telugu friends. And I'm sure he knows each and every language in India because amongst the opposition players, you know, and there are some Sri Lankan players who are very, very close to us. But Murli will be the first one at the end of the match. You know, however tough, as he mentioned, on the cricket field, it was going to be intense battle. You know, it used to be tough, competitive cricket. But once the match is over, he would be the first one who would come and share a joke with us, you know, and have a laugh with us. You know, so he's got so many friends across the globe, and probably one of the most popular cricketers to have played the game.
All right, sir. Can you please...
You can ask him any Telugu word he likes.
Any Telugu words that you would like to say?
Actually, I don't. See, Telugu is some words are similar to Sinhalese, some words. Some words, see, it is, I know a little bit, but thing is, I can understand somebody speaks, not everything, but I will bit and I can make my mind what they are talking. So, see, when I'm talking, it is not going to be sound very well because it's very difficult to talk.
Okay, but you can understand everything. All right, sir. So what do you like about Hyderabad?
See, Hyderabad something special for me because the reason that when I retired from IPL, Mr. Maran and them, they are very good friends of mine. Not from cricketing days, it's about 20, 30 years. So from that, they asked me to come and to Hyderabad franchisee. So I like the place because it is similar like you know, wherever, like, you know, Sri Lanka, also different. It's not I would say the people are similar because it is not so different to Sri Lanka or anything, the cultures and everything. But I like, because I didn't go and see many things because when you're in IPL, it's very tough because you have to go training, you have to go everything.
Schedule is hectic, yeah.
But I like the biryani, that's see, I'll tell a secret, right? So once we were traveling, a whole Hyderabad team was traveling to one place. Those days you have to stop in, I think, in Hyderabad before we go to another city because the plane was, we have to stay in the plane. Then jokingly, we thought, you know, Laxman is the biggest person in Hyderabad, and he was with Indian Airlines as well at the time, right? And I told, if you can get us Hyderabad biryani, just jokingly we said, right? And what he did is, within half an hour, there was so many biryanis in the flight. Yeah, so that kind of a person in Hyderabad is well known, well person. And also, you're asking about Hyderabad is, so I like the biryani, but I like the food here because it's a little bit similar to Sri Lanka because spicy. So we also like in Sri Lanka spicy food. The Hyderabadi food is spicy. But I liked Visakhapatnam a little bit more because of the beach and the way we stayed.
Hyderabad okate annanandi, Vizag kuda cover cheyesayina. Okay?
No, Hyderabad is when I came first time because it's very not a very huge city, very calm and traffic. Now it's a problem is
what's happening city?
Oh, it's I think it's the fastest developing city in India.
Yes.
It's growing like nothing because so much buildings. We didn't see so many buildings. So I enjoyed the time in Hyderabad and also the lot of friends I made over the years. A lot of friends, not cricketing as well, because outside as well. So a lot of friends are there. Other than that, much about I can talk because we all rooting for Hyderabad because the franchise is more important, because because we won twice, because first one was Sunrisers, before that it was
Deccan Chargers.
Deccan Chargers. So it is hopefully Hyderabad franchises win more matches, win more tournaments. That will be happy for me.
We all are waiting for that, sir. But I have one question for you. If you were to form a cricket team with Indian celebrities from different fields, be it politicians, be it actors, be it musicians, so who would be your top picks and why? You can take Laxman sir's help in this. So if you have to form a cricket team
With the
with
politicians
Indian
and the
celebrities,
actors and actors.
yes.
Right. So I would say we have to put Venkatesh as a captain because
Victory Venkatesh Garu as captain. Okay.
say he loves cricket. He never missed a SRH match.
Yes.
So he's so true supporter. So I think he'll be number one. And I know all the actors like to play cricket, because I know that's why you have a tournament also. All the actors and actors played these tournaments, like, I don't know what's the name called, but they all get so
Yeah.
the politicians wise I don't know much, because
Okay.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
But actors, some actors I know, I have met, and I have spoken to Nani once.
Oh, okay. Natural star Nani Garni good accessory team lo nice.
Only Lakshman is only introduced to
Nani.
Nani. So over the phone I have spoken, because he has done a great movie, Jersey. I have seen that movie.
And Gentleman with Krishna Prasad Garu. Yeah.
So I like him as actor, because I like his movies. So I am like a little bit of a movie person. So I will add all the big actors in my team, like, Junior NTR to Prabhas, to everyone, like, the big actors in the team. So maybe it's only the actors rather than the politicians.
Okay, all right. So Laxman garu ఇంతకు ముందు ఆదిత్య 369 గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాం కాబట్టి if you could time travel back to 90s and give your younger self one piece of advice about cricket in life or in general, what would it be?
What advice I gave to myself, and also what my parents or my coaches gave to me. Cricket is a great game, and it actually builds your character and your personality. So I think it's important to enjoy and have fun playing the game. ఇవాళ రేపు చాలా ప్రెషర్ తీసుకుంటారు పిల్లలు. More than పిల్లలు, actually parents put a lot of pressure on their kids, because of the opportunities now which is available as a career path for a aspiring cricketer. But ultimately, never ever forget to have fun, because I think it's a great game, and it will only give you rewards when you have fun playing the game.
Absolutely. And ఇక్కడ కొంతమంది పేరెంట్స్ కూడా వచ్చారు, వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు క్రికెటర్స్ అని కూడా ఇంతకుముందు మాట్లాడుతూ ఉన్నాం కాబట్టి ఇట్స్ అ పీస్ ఆఫ్ అడ్వైస్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us. And one last question in the context of Muralitharan's remarkable career. What do you think his legacy means for the sport of cricket, especially in Sri Lanka?
For the sport of cricket, there's no doubt that for me, he's the best spinner to have played the game. Yes, obviously, he and Shane Warne were the best during my generation, but the consistency with which he won the matches series for Sri Lanka, not only in Sri Lanka or the subcontinent, but wherever he went, whether it's in England, wherever he went, I think he's left a legacy. But more than a cricketer, I think the legacy which Murli has left and is still continuing to do is the amount of work he's doing in Sri Lanka through his foundation, which is known as Foundation of Goodness. And we saw the visuals,
Yes.
where tsunami came. And it's not only about tsunami. We know that Sri Lanka went through a lot of turbulent phase, in probably 80s, 90s, and 2000s also. But Murli and his foundation have done an unbelievable job helping the needy in Sri Lanka, and they continue to do that. He and his good friend, they run the foundation in a very professional manner, and that's the legacy which Murli will leave behind. Because as he just mentioned, cricket is part of our journey, part of our life, but the shelf life of a cricketer is very less. But what you do beyond the game is very critical, and that's what Murli has done and is continuing to do.
All right, so one last interview. All right, one last question to Murli sir. If you could change one rule or aspect of cricket to make it more exciting or challenging, what would it be and why? Sir, please don't say impact play rule.
No, I love most Test cricket, but it hasn't changed much. So as it is, if it can be there, I will love it because little bit more put into aspect for Test cricket for the players. See, now it's too much. T20 cricket is happening because it's one day, everything in life will get stale.
Yeah.
Right? So T20 is in a higher platform, but Test match will stay forever, I think, I hope. But T20 is too many teams, too many franchises, too many so people will start bored about cricket. It will get in another 10 years time, 5 years time. They don't want to be, they switch TV. There are about hundreds of channels. You will see every channel a cricket match going.
Yeah.
So that I want to change.
Okay.
So the authorities, for example, so limit it. Don't make it too much. Limit it. See, when you eat something, right? You eat a limit, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
You overeat it, it become not good for your stomach.
It's poisonous also.
So that's what's happening now. So hopefully that can change. Personally, I love this game, and this game has given everything to me. So I hope this game's everlasting, and make sure keep the interest of the public more, and make sure the authorities limit it possible and make it a quality rather than quantity.
That's a wonderful piece of advice, sir. So finally, about 800. I'm sure you must be really excited to see yourself on screen, Madhur playing your character, and it's reflecting your journey, right? So what would you like to tell the audience about this film, and what can they expect out of this film?
Yeah, first place, first when I wanted to do this movie, I was very hesitant because of Venkat Prabhu forced me, and then my manager foundation forced me. I agreed to do that because always we are in TV, and I don't want to come in a movie again and show. But they said it's a life story. It has to be a true story, right? Because one thing I asked the director when you're researching, I know the director came and interviewed Laxman also, so his view of me and everything. So every cricketer been interviewed, and also everyone who were in the relation or unknown people or related. So 2 years he did the research, and I said in the script, it has to be true story. No anything adding for flavor of making the movie good, and I'm making myself good. Put it as it is, what happened, what's in that. So that's the good about it. He has done it, same thing. Whatever the promise I given, he has done it. So I think this movie will inspire younger generation, not only cricket, any sport, anything they do. Because in my life is not, see, when I was with all the teams, and I will joke and smile, and even the cricket field, whatever goes, smile. But I have gone through troubles, so that in young age even. So that's why the obstacles, they will be thrown at you. So many obstacles will thrown at you. Life is like not going to be simple for everyone. Everyone has talent in this world. So whoever finds earlier that talent and persevere, and also make sure that obstacles, how to adapt that and overcome that, and then you go and achieve your things. Then it will be there. So that will teach in this movie. Hopefully everyone will love it, and hopefully I would like to them go to in theaters and watch rather than watching in in another 3-4 months time in any other platforms. But theater will be watching, because I also very much like movies. Millions of movies I watched. My favorite movies, I don't watch many English movies. I watch all Indian movies. So I think this movie also will be a good movie to watch. Enjoyment will be there. So hopefully everyone will enjoy once he watch this.
Wonderful. And Laxman garu, finally, me best wishes for 800. And em cheppalanukuntunnaru about the film?
Yeah, I think, I wish the entire crew, and Madhur has done a fabulous job. I was just mentioning to him that it looks so natural, and it's always difficult, to portray someone who has been the legend of the sport, you know. But I think he's done a lot of hard work. He was mentioning about after the shoot also, he used to practice, go and work on his bowling. So I think a lot of hard work has been put in by each and every member of this movie. So I wish them all the success, you know. And as Mulli just mentioned, it's not only about the game, it's about his life. And his life has seen a lot of challenges, because talking to his father once, you know, and talking to some of his teammates, and we know the kind of childhood he had. He actually stayed in a hostel. He didn't stay with his parents while growing up. So, you know, those experiences, I'm sure, is going to be portrayed on the big screen. And I'm sure and confident that a lot of youngsters, you know, aspiring sports person, and we got lots of them in our country who want to emulate someone like Murli, they can learn from his journey. And I wish the movie lots of success. And I'm sure that you know, everyone will understand the hardships and the challenges Murli had to face in his life, and they will just, you know, love a lot more than what they do, you know, because we all love Murli the person.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Requesting you both to kindly stay on the dais only for a minute, sir. మరి ఈ సినిమాని తెలుగులో డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేస్తున్న డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటర్స్ కి సంబంధించి ఒక చిన్న వీడియో ఉందండి. అది చూసిన వెంటనే నెక్స్ట్ మనం Q&A లోకి